Okay, so we're always hearing self-care, mindfulness. Today, let's explore it and really take a deep dive to understand how they connect and work together. I'm Thelma, and this is the Mindful Moms. Okay, so first, let's get clear on what each of them really mean. So self-care, as you already know, is the intentional practice of taking care of yourself mentally, physically, emotionally. It's all about the big and the little things that you do to feel good and just to make you be there and be present for your loved ones in general. While mindfulness, on the other hand, is the art of being present. It's about being here today. It's not about the past or the future. It's about being here and understanding what drives your current thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. Okay, so now the question is, how do these two work together, self-care and mindfulness? So when you practice mindfulness, you are able to determine when, let's say, you need a break. Maybe you've been working too long and you just think, yeah, I think I need to pump the brakes a bit and just take a break. Now, this is where self-care comes in. Once you practice mindfulness and you are aware that, okay, I think I'm doing a bit too much, I need to slow down. Self-care comes in and you're able to determine or say, okay, since I'm feeling this way, if I have a headache, for example, a way to take care of myself will be to drink Panadol, for instance. So at that point, the act of you taking that Panadol is self-care. Okay, so think of mindfulness as the awareness and think of self-care as the action. You notice what you need through mindfulness and you're able to fulfill that need through self-care. So when we combine self-care with mindfulness, something magical happens. We start to notice what we need before we hit burnout. We catch ourselves before we spiral. And in essence, we're able to fill up our own cup so that we have more to give others. Okay, so I'll share something that happened to me recently. So last week, for instance, I was quite overwhelmed with everything about the house, the children, and my work, and I had so much to do that I knew that I needed to finish that particular thing I was doing. So instead of working until I crashed, I started to feel pain in my lower back and I said no. So typically what I'll do is I'll keep working and push myself until the thing gets really bad because I know that I had to deliver on that thing that same day. So instead what I did was I got up and I decided to take a walk for like 5 minutes. I just went outside and just walked around my compound, and then I decided to just do like a 1 or 2 minute stretch. So if we relate this to mindfulness and self-care, the fact that I recognized that my lower back was starting to hurt, that in itself is mindfulness, right? And then the act of me saying, oh, okay, I noticed that my lower back is paining me. Instead of me pushing through it until the pain becomes unbearable, why not just stand up and go for a walk? So the fact that I went out for that walk and I did like a 1 or 2 minute stretch, that is self-care. So that little pause, that 5 minute walk, that 1 minute stretch just helped me reset the remainder of my day. And by the time I did that, I was feeling a little bit better and I was able to tackle the rest of my work for that evening. So here are a few ways that you can start to practice mindfulness and self-care at the same time, because this year we don't want anybody to hit burnout. We want moms to be going from strength to strength to strength, right? So the very first one I would suggest you start immediately, that will literally cost you nothing, is morning check-in. So every single morning when you wake up, instead of just rolling to the other side, stretching your hand and grabbing your phone, take a moment to acknowledge how you feel. Do you still feel a bit tired? Are you anxious? Do you feel thirsty? So if it's a situation where you know that you feel thirsty and you have some water beside you, grab that water and drink it. If you feel a little bit tired, if you feel like you don't have anything coming up anytime soon, you can take maybe 15 or 30 minutes to just stay back in bed and rest. Or you feel that you're anxious. Why are you anxious, right? Do you have a presentation at work? So we need to learn to honor that feeling. So you discovering that, oh yes, I'm thirsty, or I'm hungry, or I'm still tired, or I'm anxious, that is mindfulness right there. And then what you do to honor that feeling in that moment is self-care. So for example, you are thirsty, right? You're giving yourself water. That is self-care. You are anxious, you thinking of ways to just calm down, maybe deep breaths or stuff like that, and telling yourself, don't worry, it's okay, I'm going to smash that presentation. That is self-care. You going downstairs to grab something to eat for yourself because you are hungry, that is self-care. You staying in bed for 15 or 30 minutes extra because you know they are tired, the fact that you stayed in bed, that is self-care. You see the magic that happens when you practice self-care and mindfulness at the same time. You will not burn out. So another thing I recommend every mom should start is having mindful moments in the mornings, right? Let me tell you what I do. I wake up before everybody in my house and I make sure I work out or do something that is really personal to me. So I encourage you to wake up in the morning. If your thing is to read your Bible while you drink your tea or your coffee, be present in that moment. Right? For me, it will be tea, holding my cup and feeling the heat that comes through the cup, the aroma of the tea or the coffee, just being present in that moment and being calm and being able to mentally set the intention for the day. Trust me, it's absolutely amazing. And just in that moment, you're able to enjoy being alone, enjoy your presence, enjoy the silence between you and the four walls of your room or your house. And at that point in time, if you feel a headache, if you feel a pain anywhere, or if there's anything that is making you feel not competent to handle the day, you are able to tackle that head on instead of just trying to always push through things and not have little moments of calm and silence with yourself. I really encourage you to wake up before everybody else and just have 5, 10, 15 minutes, 30 minutes with yourself, by yourself, to just enjoy the silence. So journaling in itself is an act of self-care, and when you combine it with mindfulness, you're able to check in with yourself and really see how you're feeling. I really encourage everybody out there watching this video that hasn't tried journaling to try to journal, and if it's something you guys want, like maybe we can create a video on how to journal, let me know in the comments and I'll be sure to do one. And still on journaling, I know I have a friend that told me there was a period in her life when she was really going through it, like life was lifing, and that something she always used to do was write letters to God, like dear God, and then literally just write everything that is going on and literally just give him everything. Because the fact is, as much as we want to go to therapy, some of us aren't able to afford therapy. Journaling is a way to unburden yourself. Write down those thoughts and just leave them somewhere in a notebook and you'll be fine. We also need to learn to take breaks without distractions. While I understand that we are in a day and an age where we've gone mobile, phones are extremely distracting, and I think we are all guilty of not enjoying the moment or living in the moment. We are guilty of immediately something exciting is happening, instead of you to live in the moment and just enjoy it, we bring out our phone, record, like, oh my God, it's so exhausting. And I'm guilty of it as well, but I'm also learning every day to live in the moment. I'm not saying we're going to stop recording or capturing these moments. Absolutely, we're always going to capture moments, but let's mindfully enjoy moments or take breaks without distractions. Let's say you go to the beach, for instance. Imagine the waves, the sand, and instead of you to enjoy the feeling of your feet buried in the sand, instead of you to enjoy the sound of the waves or the water, you don't. You are literally with your phone recording. Imagine the water going up your legs when the waves come towards you. So yeah, let's learn to enjoy moments without always feeling the need to record it. Let's learn to take breaks without having any distractions. I know a friend that when you start to send her too many messages, she will just disconnect. But then I understand that that's the type of person she is, and she just needs to disconnect from everybody at that point in time because it has become overwhelming and is causing anxiety. And she needs to put herself first and prioritize her own mental health. And finally, I highly suggest that everybody has an evening or a bedtime routine. You see the way you used to do bedtime routine for your children. For me, I know that in the evening I like my children to go out and play, come back, have their dinner, and then just get ready for bed. They must have their bath, brush their teeth, read, and then hop in bed. The same way your children, you have bedtime routine for them. There's the same way you yourself should have a bedtime routine. Create a simple bedtime routine. It could be from maybe having your bath to doing your skincare. Remember that once the children go off to bed, that time is also for you, because you've been so stressed out throughout the day. Your company has thrown this one at you, your boss has thrown that one at you, they've given you gbas everywhere, you have come home to make food, your children shouting, mommy, mommy, mommy. The moment they go to bed and the house is quiet, this is the time you should also take for yourself. So create a lovely and relaxing bedtime routine for yourself. It could be that you would light candles before you get in the shower. Even when you're like lathering that soap on you, be in the moment and feel it. When you're in the shower, like the way the water is hitting your body, take a moment to just enjoy it. Don't think of anything else. Don't think of what you have to do tomorrow. Be present in the moment. That's mindfulness, and your body and your soul and your spirit will thank you. So in a nutshell, if you feel drained or overwhelmed, take a moment to tune into what you need. Use mindfulness to observe what you need, and use self-care as the action to fulfill that need. Start small, and gradually you will find what works for you, and then you can start to build on that. If you found this video helpful, make sure you tap that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure you tap that notification bell so that every time we upload, you are notified. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.